Bittersweet situation. Playing here for 3 years and my last year here, having great support from the fans, seeing all the signs, wanting me to come back. It was a difficult choice to make, so I went home to Orlando, and I was looking forward to my first game back in Toronto because I knew it was going to be bananas. And sure enough, as soon as I ran out, I guess they probably showed me in a tunnel on the Jumbotron, and I started getting boos from that point on.
Tracy McGrady versus the Toronto Raptors and his cousin Vince Carter. McGrady's numbers increasing every year in the NBA. Of course, a career that began in Toronto. A lot of people thought he would be a lifer. Not so. Now a member of the Orlando Magic.
Welcome to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Toronto Raptors in town to take on the Thunder. Toronto 4-0, Sherm, for the first time in franchise history.
For the Toronto Raptors, it's been their defense. They have limited 3 of their 4 opponents to under 40% shooting.
There's a 1-2 punch here in Oklahoma City that's pretty good in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, and Toronto's going to need all their defense and then some tonight against these two guys.
1, 2, 3. Even though these teams only see each other twice a year, there's something in the water when they get onto the same floor. I mean, I think there's an awful lot of pride. There's a great deal of skill. And yeah, you look at a couple of years ago, that double overtime epic in Toronto. Last year, great game, came down to a 4-point game at a time when the Raptors badly needed a win, nearly got out of here with one. There's just something about these teams that seems to bring out, seeing the other guy brings the best out in the other.
This is one of the toughest buildings to play in the NBA. They have a great fan base here. It's almost like a college atmosphere back when I was at Kentucky, and you come in a hot place like this, you better be ready to play.
Westbrook turns it over. Here's Lowry. Ibaka getting back. Lowry has it denied by Ibaka. Second block tonight. Here's Durant right around Valanciunas. But Westbrook is 5 of 5 in the quarter. And Durant with ease drills the 3.
This is crazy. Don't give in. Don't let the refs hurt you here.
Westbrook the deep 3 and he knocks it down. 91-83.
Said it before. Big trip here. Momentum swinging now.
Inside, DeRozan got it.
I don't know how he made that with his left hand. That was a high degree of difficulty shot.
97-97. Durant over Carroll. Shot doesn't go. Weak side board, Lowry.
Good defense by Carroll. Made him take a difficult fader.
DeRozan and the Raptors lead by 2. What a night for the Raptors here in Oklahoma City. The Toronto Raptors are going to come away with a victory in Oklahoma City. The Raptors remain perfect, 5-0 on the season.
Good job, JV. Good job, B. Big time, big time. Good job, bro. Let's go! Yeah, boy! Let's get it, boy. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Hey, big time win, man. Big time win. Reacting, all right, not giving in. All right, they made a few shots, but we stayed with our coverages, man. That's big time. And that's the way we're going to have to grind out some games, all right, when we're not shooting it well and the other team is hot, all right? But we stuck with it, and the way we grind it out was a team effort. Here we go.
Together on three. 1, 2, 3.
Together.
This 5-0 start, a one-of-a-kind so far in franchise history due to a number of reasons. The Raptors have held 3 of their 5 opponents below 40%. They did that only 11 times all of last year. The defense has been great. The turnovers they've been creating. The Wednesday night game in Oklahoma City, it really says to me, this is why you play defense. The fact that you had a 31% shooting percentage at the end of the first half, but yet you had a 1-point lead, all due to the defense.
Well, obviously, right now we are in a very good move. Our confidence is very high. It's pretty easy when you started the season 5-0, and especially after winning this big game on the second night back-to-back against Oklahoma. So, you know, the confidence is pretty high right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Amway Center. And tonight's National Basketball Association game featuring the Toronto Raptors and your Orlando Magic.
We got a lot more basketball to play, and you know, just because we won 5 games in a row don't mean nothing at all. You know, nothing at all. We got to understand we're playing against a young team tonight that's going to try to come out here and kick our butts, honestly.
Fournier looks to send it in, gives it to Oladipo, cut off along the end line, and an open 3 for Harris. Orlando with the lead. Oh, Deckman with a 2-handed slam. And it's now a 10-point lead, the largest of the night for the Magic. Nice bounce.
With the 9th pick in the 1997 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Tracy McGrady from Mount Zion Christian Academy.
I was, excited. I really didn't know too much about the team. I didn't know too much about the city. But I was hearing great things about, the city of Toronto, just how wonderful of a city it is. But as far as playing in that city, I really didn't know too much about it. But I was excited to team up with Damon Stoudemire, Marcus Camby, and have Isaiah Thomas, who's a legend, a Hall of Famer, to, be a guy that I could go to, get advice for when there was times of struggling in this league. Being 18 years old, being drafted by a professional franchise, is the best, greatest thing ever.
Butch Carter did a great job of letting him know he belonged in this league. Not just a role player, but you could be a superstar in this league. And I think that gave him some comfort, it gave him some confidence to really expand his game, really work on his game. So you saw that second half of the season how when Butch became the coach, what is there to lose? Put this young kid out there, let him make his mistakes, showcase his game, and that's when the confidence came. Once he got on the court, understood that he did belong in the NBA.
My first year was sort of tough on me, but I think I went the summer with a positive attitude, and I felt more confident when Butch Carter took over the team, and I just went in and did a lot of work over the summer, and the lockout I took advantage of it. It really gave me opportunity to work longer and harder on my game and really bulk up.
Phillips, Tracy McGrady
A thunderous dunk.
Vince Carter drawing a crowd, goes baseline, out to McGrady. Open, shot is good. That was a great find right there, John.
I had influence on that. You know, I guess, you know, they saw that I was potentially the franchise player at that time, and they wanted my input, and I told them, you know, that's what I want. And it worked out well. It was just all smiles from that point on.
Stands no shots. Oh! Vince Carter! Down to Carter!
20 of them. Oh! Vince Carter!
We're cousins through our grandmothers. Our grandmothers are related.
2 years prior, just finding out Tracy and I were cousins. We used to play, pick up ball together, play on the AAU team back home when we were younger. Didn't even know it. Found out the year that he was drafted, then the next year I get drafted to the same team. So it was just amazing.
Here's McGrady taking it to the middle. Shaq's jump hook. McGrady gets up and Shaq says, hey. Working on Glenn Rice. Takes a baseline. Goes up and Jackson home.
I knew Vince had put a show on us in Indiana, so I knew that he could play. Tracy was one that I knew was good, but I hadn't really seen him play really well. But when I got there, you know, it changed. Our practices were, you know, dominated by these two young guys, up and coming, and I'm just trying to do everything that I can to help them be the best that they can be.
We had so much fun. You know, it was like the two little brothers protected by the older brothers. Charles Oakley, you know, Antonio Davis, Kevin Willis. We could do no wrong. You know, we could go knock on somebody's door knowing we wrong. And, you know, they come out and chase us, but we gonna stand behind our big brothers. You can't touch us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was us. That was us. You couldn't do anything to us because we had our big brothers protecting us. And that was like, that's what's missing in today's game.
The steal to Tracy McGrady. Showtime.
It really won 1A and 1B between those two guys. And it was crazy because everywhere we went, everybody wanted to see Vince. Everybody wanted to see Vince dunk, Tracy dunk.
You can see it coming.
He had my back, I had his back. You know, like I said, I learned from him just what it was all about, what to expect. And I mean, pretty much it mirrored what you would see on the court, us really having fun, really dominating, going after, you know, going at other teams. I mean, we were just as competitive, enjoyed each other's company off the court as well.
When did you start feeling like you wanted to leave?
I don't quite remember when I felt like I wanted to leave, but it was just tough, man, to know that Orlando was available for me to go home and play ball. That was really it. I just wanted to go home and play in Orlando. You know, grew up 30 minutes outside of Orlando, watching Penny, watching Shaq. Always dreamed about, as a little kid, being in that uniform one day. This was my chance. It had nothing to do with Toronto. It was just, Toronto was competing against me going home. You know what I'm saying? And that was tough.
'82-82. Under 3 minutes left here in Orlando. Oladipo on a kick out. Fournier, the deep Ray got it. He has been quiet all night long. 85-82.
I don't think you rush. You want to try to get the best available shot. There it is.
DeMarre has it stripped. Knocked away. Carroll scoops it up. Here's Lowry. Stop. JV, 10 seconds. JV backing down. JV wants to win it. Shot doesn't go. Bodies flying. Here comes Oladipo. Joseph now commits a foul. Count the bucket. Foul on the floor. This one's going to go to the Orlando Magic. A hard-fought game by both teams, and the Raptors suffer their first of the season. And unfortunately, the Raptors lose 92-87. You knew it was going to happen at some point.
I got a wide open look. Was straight up with it, but we got the possession in. You know, we were just scrambling after that, trying to get a good shot. You know, JV got it in the post. He had a foot in the paint. You know, just let him go to work. Mainly me missing free throw. That's the thing I'm gonna dwell over the most. You know, just missing that free throw, so we wouldn't have to be in a position like that. That's the one thing I'm gonna dwell on more than anything. Plays like that when we lose the ball, scrambling, you know, it's gonna happen. You know, you really can't control that sometimes, but you know, I control making them late game free throws.
Unfortunate news for the Toronto Raptors. They will be without their big offseason acquisition, DeMarre Carroll, this evening. He is out with plantar fasciitis, and certainly when you think about the last few games for him, you can understand the struggles. Who starts in his place? James Johnson.
Well, you want to make sure DeMarre Carroll is healthy. He can't play around with that injury. But James Johnson, as a starter, he's been in this role 17 times last season. He started for the Toronto Raptors, averaged 11 points, almost 5 rebounds, and get this 64% shooting.
You never know when your opportunity is going to come, you know, and if you're not ready, it's only going to hurt yourself, you know. So, you know, all the pain, all the extra suicides after practice, all that stuff, you know, plays a part in how well you're gonna do in your opportunity. So you just gotta stay ready. If you're a real man and you really appreciate winning and you appreciate the guys that you have on your team, or you call them teammates, or you call them bros, or you call them whatever it takes in the huddle, you know, then you're happy for them guys, and you have to be happy for them. You know, it's not their fault. They don't say who's in and who's not in, and they don't give you your minutes. You know, it's all on the coach. And so you're happy when you see guys like that successful. You don't wish injury on no one, you know, and you just have to have a pure heart. But at the same time, you know, you take that frustration out on extra conditioning or extra time in the gym and stuff like that. So, you know, it's hard in a way, but it's easy in a way, especially when you have a group of guys who are playing well, and you really, really rock with them like how we do.
James Johnson getting his first start of the season, started 17 last year, and a great find from Patterson to James Johnson. Raptors led by as many as 7. Chalmers gets it to Bosch. Bosch with the 3, and they're now up by 4. Raptors down by 13. This is a defense over the last 4 games. They've allowed just 90 points on average, and they're running right now are the Miami Heat, 82-67. And the Raptors fall tonight by 20, 96-76, losing to the Miami Heat.
During the history of this franchise, would you please take a look at the video board for a special presentation?
Gets the rebound to McGrady, goes in strong! Out to Antonio Davis, to McGrady! Great ball movement by the Raptors.
Was very non-committal about where he was going, said he would give it a chance. He did say, however, yesterday to members of the press that he knew all along last year that he wasn't going to be back.
No, it wasn't any friction. And I think what I just said is that it was more of just Tracy thought he was just as good as Vince. And Vince thought he was as good as Tracy. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's honest competition and cousins and teammates and competitors trying to be the best they can be.
Media. That's all it was, media. And I think both of us got caught up in it a little bit, believing what the media was saying. There was nothing between myself and Vince. Nothing at all. There's no jealousy. I don't know what it was. I think the media just built it up. he was saying I was leaving, so, you know, they're going to create something.
I looked at it and, you know, I saw it as a young guy wanting an opportunity to grow in his own shoes. I felt that there was some history there before that I knew nothing about. You know, everybody said that they were cousins and they were tight and they were this and they were that. And you can see that love in the way that they played. But I don't know if that chemistry was there, you know, like two brothers wanting to go out and win a championship for each other. I don't know if I saw that, but they did generally care about each other and wanted to play with each other and all that. It just didn't work out for Tracy to be here.
It's Carter. Behind the back to McGrady, who finishes strong. A big-time pass and a strong finish.
Skies would have been the limit for the Raptors if he would have stayed, because he was really starting to come into his own. And I think with the veteran players around him, we was trying to get to him to understand how important it is for him eventually to continue to stay on that path. But I think a lot of things happened at that time. You know, Butch Carter had got fired, and he was real close with Tracy.
Things happened, and he felt it was time to move on, and it is. But yet, we've talked about it. It's like we've sat down on the couch like, man, we're older now. We're like, man, what if? What would you think would happen? He's like, it would have been crazy. We'd have dominated the league for sure.
I always wondered, man, if that kid would have stayed, all he did going to Orlando, going to Houston, and all that he did, if he would have stayed here, once again, I really felt we could have won a championship. That Game 7 in Philly would have just been a whole different game. So there's a curiosity there, but at the end of the day, very happy for Tracy to stand up and make such a huge decision. I'm sure it tore him up to make that decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome back Tracy
McGrady! A guy that, you know, that they see, you know, come in the league as a teenager and grow throughout the years, how it developed from my first year to my third year, that, you know, I worked extremely hard. I took my craft seriously, and I wanted to become great for them. I wanted to entertain them. You know, at the time, it was just all about just trying to, you know, just win games for Toronto and just bring excitement to the city. You know, because again, I was there with 16 wins, and I didn't want us to, you know, to be that, you know, in my career moving forward. So I was going to do whatever it took to make that possible, and I was involved in bringing Vince there and, you know, having them witness his greatness. I was a part of that, so I'm just, you know, I don't know.